good morning, good morning. How we doing this bright and early morning? So now you can see if you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if my earpiece is working right. Now you can see why I usually do the emoji and the picture of me on the screen because it's like dark 30 out here. Um, Years ago when I first started doing this, it was very, very, very. Hey, good morning, Mike. Morning, Mike. How you doing? Years ago when I first started doing this, it was very. When I say very, 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 I'm multiply that times 10. It was very lonely out here. It was funny. When I finally met my significant other, and I continued to do this, I noticed the change of how I really, uh, how I really felt when I was out here. And it is kind of the opposite. I was actually I can't wait to get on the road so I can get a break. you know, I guess that's a form of being spoiled rotten. Um, and I appreciate that from my wife. She spoils me rotten. A lot of people complain about. They say, well, being submissive, whatever. You know, she loves what she does. She runs stuff, and it's funny. We've got some trips coming up and stuff that we're going to be doing. Good morning, welcome in. We got some stuff we're going to do, and she, hey, so what are we doing? What do you want? I said, well, what do you think we want to do? It's funny. I pushed a lot of that back on her because she's good at running things. Everybody's, well, the man's in charge. Well, I'm delegating my authority. You handle it. Yeah, handle it, please. And then she still asked me, look, I said, we're gonna do what you want to do. Um, I've just always been that type of person. But some of the stuff I wanted to show you guys this morning was the stuff that I've been buying on the road. Because I'm going to be working on the tires on my core aerator. So I don't know if you can see that, but let's see, move it over. Probably not. But that is a Hyper Tough tire valve stem repair kit. It's got a little pressure gauge in there, and the little pins that go into the valve stem, and little tops for it, and a little piece to you can take the valve stem off if you try, because a lot of times I got an air tank, to air up my little. They're small tires, so I got a small air tank. Got like, well, it empties real quick. Well, okay, I was just buying it to fill up lawnmower tires. Even on my John Deere, my 34-inch, the tires are little. They're not flat, but they need some air in them. And I would have to put it on the trailer, take it to and back it into a gas station, and it would have been a pain in the butt. So now that I've got my air tank, I should have had all this free time this weekend. I should have tested it out, but I'm on the road. I should have did that, but I didn't. Just being lazy. Um, but this is the reason why I got that. Uh, the other thing I got, and this, I don't know. If, again, you can't see it because we're in the dark. I'm gonna turn on my other, and that ain't helping none either. Oh, you know what? I know what I do. Hold on. Aha, a little bit better. This is a breaker bar. Got that because on the back tire, the back two tires, if I got to take them off, which I probably do, I need to put inner tube in there. That's to get those nuts. It's probably been on there for about freaking 20 years. I'll get those nuts off of there. And I got a bigger bar. I bought another one, so I got two. But um, and the piece of resistance, which I really didn't need, but I was in that store. I said, I just gotta buy something. the, the addiction. Got something. Pennington grass seed, perennial ryegrass. This is northern seed, but I live in Georgia. You think I would have any sense? But that seed, it actually germinates really quick. So if you're trying to get something growing, put mixed perennial ryegrass in it because it'll germinate real quick. The other grasses don't. Um, but yeah, place looks like a hot mess in here. Sorry. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about was I went through I was in a live this weekend, and it's funny how we don't realize things that still affect us till this day. I'm talking about stuff that has bothered me from a very young age, and I didn't even know what the name was till a couple of years ago. It's called colorism. How we um, were engineered to hate each other. You know, I didn't ask to be this color, but in a young age, a lot of things that happened to me. Um, you're light skinned. You got. I'm literally. I remember when I first started. When I first started driving, I was working for this crappy company who actually went out of business, Celadon. And I remember I was walking through the cafeteria, and this was the worst part of my freaking, almost one of the worst parts of my life. I was in the cafeteria, and the black cook, you know, he said something to me to the fact of, man, I wish I was light skinned like you. My life would be a whole lot better. And, and I let out a laugh so loud, everybody heard me, and I didn't contain it. And I said, brother, I don't know what delusion I don't know what delusion that you're thinking. Just because I'm light skinned means that my life has been any better than yours. It's probably been worse. And instead of putting him down for saying that, I said, man, bro, you don't realize I've always wanted to be darker. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your heritage, bro. Be proud of who you are. You know, I got to the point I did a short. I remember I did a short of what I think what people complimented me on my eyes. I have hazel eyes that actually I thought it was only me, but someone had mentioned in the comments that her husband had hazel eyes and they turn green sometimes. Mine do the same thing. And I've had people say, you know, I wish I'd have married someone like you so my kids could have that. I said, and I remember the last person that said that, man, I'm the only one in my family got these eyes and I can't see. So what good are it? Is everybody's talking about looks and how you look. Most of these women and most of these guys that look these tens or whatever, I don't even care to even these tens. They're the most meanest, downright cantankerous, hateful, and hurtful people that I've ever seen in my entire life. And y'all want to be like them? You know? I mean, really? Who's that guy? Michael B. Jordan. He was dating Steve Harvey's kid, and they were calling him a simp, maybe because the guy wanted to be nice. We've got names for this mess. That I want to treat you right, and I want to do for you, cook for you. My wife is the only one that cooks and cleans in the house. I like to cook too, especially clean. I come home, I see a mess, especially if I get, she can't stand my drinking, but if I get some beer in me, I start straightening up stuff and cleaning. I'd be like, I put a 6 pack right there. Here you go, babe. Have at it. You know what I mean? But we're called everything under the sun because we prefer to be nice, polite, and gentle. One of the main reasons why I like to be nice, polite, and gentle? Because I grew up in a harsh environment. And I don't like that. I don't want that. I never did. I grew up in that I grew up in that. So why do I want to emulate that? No, I'd rather be nice and polite. Hey, honey, what can I do for you? And sometimes it rears up and she lets me know, and I'm in a state of hurt because I did something that I don't want to ever do. It's these little things that you understand. Good morning. Uh, hey, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're just talking about this and that. You know what I mean? But I would. But back to what I was saying is, I prefer to be that nice and gentle and loving and caring husband. You know, um, I'm I'm kind of romanced out. Not saying that it is a mean thing, but I got to figure out. My wedding anniversary is coming up. My wedding anniversary is coming up, and we're getting ready for 3 different trips. So I don't want to blow everything on the wedding anniversary, but I want to do something nice. So I was thinking of recreating our first date. Everybody, people don't realize I met me and my wife's first date was actually walking up Stone Mountain. And I make jokes about that all the time. Uh, I was so out of shape and so out of breath, but I was so frustrated that I, do everything on the first day. How I just had enough of dating. I had enough of these sorry behind people that I have found online and dating. I remember even telling her I- I'd rather go fight in Afghanistan than to date another fool. And she just was so attentive, quiet, listened the whole 9 yards. And thank you. She was just it was a hot mess. And I went on that date not thinking this is going to be my future wife. I said, well, I'm sick of all these crazy women and the crazy people and whatever. I'm just sick of this. I would rather just have a good friend that when I come into town from off the road, I could ask her out to dinner and we can maybe go dancing or go see a movie. That's what I literally was thinking. And it was so funny because the engine in my pickup truck, I blew the engine in my pickup truck literally the day before this date. And I had no way to meet her at Stone Mountain. And my father said, "Well, you go ahead and take my work truck." And um, let's see. Yeah. Hold on a second. Should have been ready for this. Change this up. But and, let me bring this closer because when you can't see something. Okay, that was a what the heck moment. My father said you could use my work truck. Now, when I say work truck, this I think it was an old Chevy. It was an old Chevy pickup, and the engine mounts were bad on it. And it was like it was one of those seats. It didn't have bucket seats. It was one long seat, and when you drove it, it was like driving the Sanford and Son pickup truck that you see on Sanford and Son. You hear that music, and the whole freaking truck shook. The steering wheel shook, and I just didn't care, because I was all in my feelings. And I remember after we walked up the mountain, walked back and hugged, and I said, would you like me to walk you to your car? And she said, well, I'm parked outside the gate. I said, well, I'm inside the gate. I can give you a lift. Not realizing, I'm going to put her in the freaking Sanford and Son mobile. And I remember, we taking off, the whole engine shaking. I mean, it was going everywhere. And I dropped off in the car, and I was just so depressed. And, and I dropped off. She was driving a convertible BMW, but it just had dawned on me. And this just show you how shallow people are. When I got back to give my father the truck, and all the guys were there, he said they were like, "What type of car was she driving?" And I said, well, it's some kind of BMW something, and they were all there, and I just didn't care. And I remember we started talking after that for almost every day, and that started the relationship that we have now. We talk for the last, I think it's eight. Let's see, 6. We've been married. We'll be married 6 years. We've been together 8 years. We've been talking. Um, we talk every day for 8 years, and it was so funny. I tell her she got mad at me, but it wasn't her. It was me. We both looked a hot mess, because actually she was, doing a boot camp, and she came after she already worked out and did boot camp and came walking with me. And the funny part of the whole situation was that um, we met up again when I came back into town, and she was freaking stunning. I mean, freaking gorgeous. And my eyes went from, looking down and depressed to like, oh my God. So, you just don't know sometimes what God has planned for you and your life. You know what I mean? And please forgive the stuff up above. I'm looking at the stuff in the background. That's my there's two hoodies that I threw. There's a net right there that holds the stuff back. I actually cleaned up there and was folding stuff and tried to make it a little bit neater. But you know, that's when I realized, hey, I kind of think this person likes me. I might want to straighten up a bit. Yeah, I've told so many stories of being clueless Joe, but straight up clueless. And I tell you like this, I've never been happier. And but you do find out certain people's preferences. You know, I don't think I'll say that on YouTube. I'll just leave it at that. Certain people's preferences. You know what I mean? Uh, but these are the this is what had gone on. I remember. I'm gonna go back to the original story about the colorism. People were talking about um, Tori's brain games that came on, and he was talking about. going through being a light skinned guy, and I jumped in on it, and I don't like to go in on these folks live streams that are bigger than I am, but I just want to let you know that those things that you say to other people of color, you're causing damage that you don't realize that lasts with them for a long period of time. You know, we say the same things that people of other races say to us. The N word or darky or this or one. The main one in my life was wannabe. You want to be white? No, I don't. Actually, I want I want to be like everybody else. 'Cause all the people I hung with were darker skinned than me. I don't even remember if I ever had light skinned friends or associates. You know what I mean? And you feel a certain way and you carry that most of your life. Then people look at you. Uh, it's so funny. I remember one time because I wear bandanas all the time. Long story short, I have to keep my head covered. If I don't keep my head covered, I get sick. So I just started wearing bandanas. It just became a thing with me. But with this beard and the bandana, um, people have a hard time figuring out, you know, where I come from. I remember, I remember when I used to install Starlight dishes. I'd shave my head bald, and that's when my beard was a lot darker, and it came out a little further. A lot of people, a lot of Caucasians thought I was Arabic. I don't know where they got that from. They wouldn't open their door. They were scared. I used to have to call dispatch and say, "Hey, will you tell this fool I'm from, Direct TV or Dish Network, so they can open their daggone door." It's crazy. I even had one guy. Um, he just another trucker just outright asked me. He just looked at me. He said, "What are you?" I said, "I'm African American." I said, "Yes, I get it. I get it all the time." But if you look at the pictures of my father in long way back, he passed as white. His hair was actually straight. He had straight hair. Um, and he could go into the white only establishments and get food from my brothers and my sisters and stuff like that. My older brothers and sisters. You know, um, we didn't have me and my pops didn't have the greatest of relationships, but he didn't take no crap and he was just no nonsense. It used to crack me up. Um, and here's a little side note: when my father made you his friend, you was his friend. I never got that because I remember he bought some land up in North Georgia, and he made friends with this dude. He later came to realize that this guy was, and this is what gets me. He made friends with this guy. Uh, Turns out the guy was a freaking like the head Klansman in the area. But this shows you that people can change or somewhat change or whatever. They became friends, and in the area where it was so funny, the guy came to my father. Father told me the story one day, and I was like, okay, pops, I ain't gonna question. I ain't gonna question, but because you hear that, in many of these stories that you know black women became good friends with their other clansmen that whatever. But I said, Pops, I'm not gonna question you about that, but I just sat there and listened, and it just it came to me that my father was just straight up. I don't know. He maybe planted a seed in that man before that man passed, because the guy died of cancer, but pops was there for him, you know, and they just became really good friends. And I think part of me, I can, I don't know, part of me, it feels that maybe, you know, people in the world can change. They, it's weird. It's really weird, but let's get from that, because I'm gonna probably start crying this early in the morning. You know what I mean? Because he later on, when my father passed, because like I said, me and my father and my mother didn't have the greatest relationships, but they trusted the wrong people, and they cheated them out of their all of their their stuff. I'll just say it that way. But I'm about ready. You guys get to wake up in your, you guys get to wake up in your nice, comfy beds or and all that stuff. I'm about ready to go home. God, I'm this morning. I'm heading. I'm heading to pick up my load that's going to take me home. I've I've been out here, I think, for like 4 or 5 weeks. No, it's more than 4 weeks. It's like 5 or 6 weeks I've been out here. I'm about ready to go home. I need to shave. Need to cut this. I got hair growing on my head. I need to cut my hair. Um, I'm going through lawn care withdrawal. I want to cut my lawn. I want to make some videos. I want. I want to do. I want to look for some plants. Mike's chaotic. I'm maybe go to Home Depot, get me a tomato plant or something. I want to grow something. I want to grow something, dog it. Dag nabbit. I'm also going to get my suitcase out, because I'm gonna be coming home I don't want to be rushing. I'm gonna start packing for my cruise. I got a cruise coming up. I got a cruise coming up in March on the Carnival Mardi Gras. I'm gonna start packing for that. So I'm gonna be ahead of the game. You know what I mean? But back to the original story. We're going to recreate our first date, which is walking up Stone Mountain. I'm thinking about maybe getting her some flowers. I don't know. I want to have her take it up the mountain or whatever, but maybe like a corsage to put on her. Good morning, Dre. Maybe a corsage. So Publix is a supermarket down here. They could get like a corsage. She could walk on her wrist, and we could go up the mountain, and she likes to go up Stone Mountain and commune with God. Oh, and I don't blame her. I want to too. The top of Stone Mountain is very, very pleasant, and but just getting there when you're out of shape is not too much fun. But I'm not too much out of shape. I know how to keep the pace. The thing about Stone Mountain, what they don't realize is the first part of it, when you're walking up, you look up further up, you see how it goes up in an angle, but that angle at the front is misleading. That's the hardest part right there. It's misleading. You're not thinking that you're climbing at a higher angle. Like you'd be on a treadmill and you raise the angle. It's like that, but you don't see it, but you start to feel it. And I remember our first date. I'm sitting here talking and wondering, why am I getting out of breath? We're just walking, you know. Yes, they still do. They still do. They. It's also a trek. It's like a big circle. You can walk around the mountain. It's actually 5 miles. So knowing her, she's gonna probably walk up and down the mountain, and then we'll go around it. So one of my wife's uh what's the word? One of my wife's one of my wife's love languages I figured out is she loves to exercise with me. I don't get that, but she loves to walk with me. So the more that I become, the more that I am submissive to that. Hey, because I'm gonna get up. Come on, let's go. Let's get up and go. Let's go, and then we, go to. Probably I'll take her out to maybe the House of Pancakes, or something. We have breakfast afterwards, and just spend time with each other, and that kind of thing. She loves that stuff, that part of it, and it's funny. It's something as simple as I think I'm gonna get a card, and I'm probably gonna do maybe $100 and maybe have it rolled in singles. She likes to get money from me. This woman makes almost double what I make. But when I give her money, she's like a kid in the candy store. She giggles or whatever, like you ever do the wash and you find money in the pocket and you go, wow. She gets excited when she finds money in my pocket. So sometimes I literally would leave it in there. I'm like, you know what? It's only $4 or $5. She'll come out counting it. And then I'll act mad. Hey, that's my money. Not anymore. She just she just loves it to death. So, hey, you just see, we men can be so clueless, but when you recognize something, recognize it and understand. Oh, okay, all right, you got me. You got me, dear. You know, and you laugh it off. And these are the things that I'm reminded of. Yes, I could go all out, but I just need to. I'm gonna start with the simple stuff because again, we've got a cruise, we've got a and right after the cruise, 2 weeks later, we got to fly to New York. My best friend's getting married, and then July, we're taking a week off in Costa Rica. So I'm gonna be doing some more videos of. I'm gonna be doing more videos of me walking the beach in Costa Rica, going, "Wow, look at the sunset, set. Wow." But that's where I come back to being thankful for this wedding anniversary. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't be worrying about, okay, how much money I got to do this, how much money I got to do, how much. I didn't have nobody to do this with. Do you see what I'm saying? I didn't have, I didn't have, and it's funny how we don't realize the subtleties that God puts our way. We always, again, I always say, everybody wants the parting of the Red Sea. Dun, dun, dun! But when you say one simple prayer, God, I don't want to die yet. I haven't done anything. That was the prayer no, actually, it was, I cried out to God because, I just almost died. That was about 9 years ago. I cried out to God. I said, God, I just want to do something. I've never done nothing. All I do is work. And he put subtle people into my life. He put subtle people into my life. I remember I said, all I'm going to do is live. And I got a friend now. The guy's so awesome. And my wife doesn't realize why I do what I do. I get him stuff to repay him back for his kindness. And he even, he said, hey, we're going down to Costa Rica. We got a 2-bedroom place that you don't worry about paying it. All you gotta do is get the tickets. And I'm like, what? And my wife be worrying about, oh, we gotta pay for this, we gotta buy this. I said, baby, relax. See, you gotta know, you gotta think like a man think. His birthday coming up. His birthday's already passed. I'm gonna throw it, I hate to throw stuff on my credit card, but he's always talking about he wanted to get a generator. I'm gonna throw that on the credit card. And when we meet up, we're driving down together to go for go to the cruise. I'm gonna take that, wrap it up. Hey, happy late birthday. That's a subtle thing, you know, it's probably gonna be like $400 or $500, but it's a subtle thing saying, hey bro, I know you ain't gonna set me the money I'm gonna give you here. This is for letting us come here. This is no. But you as a guy, we know how to push that in there to say, hey, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, if you guys look, I did a video on a broiler. It's called the Caveman. Well, you see that squid. Look at the video. Imagine my goofy ass, excuse the French, walking 2 miles with two of them in two plastic bags wrapped around a rake over my shoulder because I said, hey, Charles might want one of them too. But I ain't coming back here, so I'm gonna get two right now. And I went to the customer service. Y'all got like a big garbage bag, something. I wrapped around the pole. You thought I was back in slavery days. So swing low, sweet chariot. I mean, cause I was walking out with over my shoulder, and it was a professional rake. I said, well, I'll buy this too, and I wrapped it around both of, and I walked that thing 2 miles. The bag exploded. The bag exploded when I got to the truck right at the door. And I called him up, said, hey, man, I sent him, I got you one of these, man. I didn't say it cost me yada, yada, yada. No, I got you one of these because I knew he'd want one. And the guy loves the daggone thing. If you look at one of my shorts. I did a short. You like the subtlety of how I'm, commercializing my channel. Look at my stuff. I said, look at one of my shorts. I'm saying to y'all, look at it. I got a short where it shows you how I light my grill. And I seen someone do it. I said, man, that'd be fun. I got him one. And it said, hey man, because you don't realize grown men, we like to do men stuff, which is fun. Might be a little sadistic because he said he was burning ants and whatnot. But you on the driveway with the cracks in the driveway where the weeds are, torch it with this daggone thing. It's like a freaking blowtorch. And that boy, he said, man, I'll never use lighter fluid again. And these are the things as men, we don't do it because we have to. We do it because we want to. That's my friend. If I think he might like this, I'm gonna get it. I remember I was Friday, I went to Ohio, and there was a store there that I go to. I walk over to, and I get sneakers on the cheap, especially if they're in the 20s. But I wear a 13. I know he wears a 12, and they had a pair of Nikes there for 23 bucks. He said, man, and I told him, man, I was gonna get you. He started laughing. I said, but the color was corny, so I ain't gonna get you something I know you ain't gonna wear. You know what I mean? And I said, hey, good morning, welcome in. I said,
but see, this is what I'm saying. This is how we guys think. I was thinking. Then I looked. I like circled around like 3 times. I said, he ain't gonna like them. He ain't gonna like them. You know what I mean? That's what friendships are for. But no, I said all that to say, I go back to the original thing. God puts people in your life, especially when you pray for it. The subtleties of putting those people in your life to answer your prayer. This fool, I said, God, I don't do stuff. I haven't done anything. This guy will have my dumb behind out there doing crazy stuff like zip lining, four wheeling, just doing stuff that I've never did before. Driving, driving in a rental cars in some country. I think it was Haiti or something. Somewhere that driving in a rental car, getting lost. 45 minutes from the cruise ship, and I'm scared to death that I'm gonna be a pier runner. Just doing crazy stuff. But he says, and I'm going, but you asked me for it. I'm just answering your prayer, bro. And I'm like, I'm like, God, you got jokes. I'm not mad. I'm happy. That's why I know God has God has jokes. You know what I'm saying? He I didn't realize God has a good sense of humor. He's like, you know what? That's what you asked for. I'm gonna give it to you. And I've never been more appreciative, never been more happy. I'm like holding back the tears right now. I've never been more happy to have that relationship with the man above in the small circle of friends that I have. You guys are my internet friends, and I appreciate y'all. That's why I say, when y'all see me come through and I see that smile, that means, hey, I'm coming. I appreciate you. You don't realize how much. You know what I mean? That is part of, that is a part of this group. You know, um, these people, especially the head honchos, they don't realize. You guys don't realize that you have people that have been alone. They've been hurt. They've been in pain. They've been um, through the ringer, and they found a group of friends. I was on somebody's channel last night, and these were the nicest sisters, but they were like, I can't, they see my name, at But Love Cruise, and it's like, man, I've been on a cruise. I want to go there. There's a lot of men on that boat. I'm like, oh, oops, maybe I'm on the wrong channel here. I mentioned, yeah, me and my wife go on there all the time. Emphasize, I think I put the wife and I, the with that, uh, uh, in bigger words. you know, I mean, but it's you just have to look at it in the big picture. That big picture. I don't know why I keep on moving this. It's probably because I got my phone closer to me because I took my glasses off because I was like I put it way over there, and then I can barely see what it's saying and so forth and so on. You know what I mean? Or remember when you was younger saying I can't wait to be older. Now that you're old, like slow down. I don't want to be old no more. Slow down. I don't want to be old. Stuff it like I ain't did nothing, but my knee was hurting. My knee was hurting all weekend. Now it ain't hurting. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what the heck? But um, and I don't know how y'all be doing it up here in the north, man. I mean, what am I saying? I was born on Long Island, New York, but Yo, it was like in the 20s all weekend long. I got up, it's like 40s. It's 40 something right now. But, hey, it is what it is. But Lord Jesus, I can't wait to head south. Get this mess, you know. But, you know, um, I'm looking forward to I think I'm gonna get home a day and a half before our anniversary. I'm gonna try to get my core aerator, the tires repaired and moving. And I got two of the tine holders came in, and I got six of those spikes that go down. And I think I'm going to broadcast it on my YouTube, my Hypathon Live. If anyone wants to donate for a spike, they're like $8 a piece. This stuff's getting expensive. I will paint them a certain color that they like, and that will stay on my my core aerator. I'm just thinking of something, you know, to help. If you'd like to help in my addiction, I do have a Cash App. I gotta slow down because I'm running out of room. I'm running out of room for this stuff. But it's I got so much built up frustration. I can't wait to get in the yard. Not I'm not like mad or whatever. I'm just tired. I'm tired of being in the truck. I'm tired. It's funny. I get up so freaking early. You know, that's why I was like, well, you're having your talk this early in the morning, but this is the time I get up. You know, this it. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, if you'd like, just hit the drop your link hashtag can't stop. You know, that's how people can connect with you. Most of the folks that are on mine know me anyway. Y'all about to break my record. My live stream. I got 7 whole folks. Hit that, and don't forget to hit that like button. Click 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 click. Oh boy, I'm about to. We got a few more minutes. I know that the best thing about soups like me will say it. The best thing about getting up this early when you park at night, because we can only drive for a total of 11 hours. You have to find that one place you have to find places to park. When you're done early, I'll be done around like 12 o'clock. Finding parking is easy as all get out. Especially I done got lazy. When you actually got to back in between two people, I get nervous now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When you got to back in between two people, you get nervous. You be like, "What the heck?" Um, I, um, I done got lazy, but I love the uh the route that I take. Um, I love the areas that I go to because I'm used to them now. I know my spots where I can park. Um, and that's the fun part about this. I'm not gonna say all of it's fun because a lot of it isn't. Um, but some of it is. Let's see. What you don't know, let me see if I can get it in there. Right there, it's my portable toilet. What swoops like me, you should tell you. A lot of these shippers, a lot of these areas don't have a place for you to go to the bathroom, and people get tired. They get freaking tired. I don't even have to get out this truck to walk in below temperatures that away. Below temperatures, I guess, to my left to go in and put my big booty. I'll say it like that. I know, yeah. My big booty on a toilet seat that a couple of thousand people to put they stuff on. I'm not. I'm not with it. The coronavirus is still here, so I do what I got to do. But you just got to keep it smelling right around here. You know what I mean? God, got to keep it smelling right. Some days it be a little off in here. Oh, see, I knew it. I knew you had one. Oh, do you put the I get it. I get. Okay, have a nice day. Drive careful. Hey, do you use the blue tablets in yours? I learned the blue tablets are the best ones to put in the blue tablets are the best. Hey, Mike, you don't understand, especially because um after Corona hit, people people they don't let you use their bathrooms, especially if you're a woman. Y'all, y'all women need. You know what? They gotta sit. You know, I you just remind me. I gotta write that down. I'm telling that. I'm telling that story on on my on the live. Hold on, I gotta write that down before I forget. Hold on, because I be forgetting. Let's see, tell story. Okay, I had to write that one down. That one I need to write that down. Yes, women do one and two, especially if you're married. You might be in bed, you be like, honey, close the bathroom door, hit the spray. or, or you be laying in the bed and you just happen to wake up, you're like, what's that smell? I know I didn't do it. Hey, y'all, now you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. I think of you as a sex, a sexual thing. We ain't having contests here. Take it easy. Woo. Oh my God! Don't get me started. I go, I get up and walk out the room. I'll tell the story. We, we, me and my wife, we talk every day. Sometimes she don't know how to get off that phone for certain things. I'm gonna say it like that, babe, call me back. Call me back. Last night I hung up and then I called her back. I said, "You done? Oh, yeah, here right." I said, "Honey, call me back, please." I'm just kidding. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on. Like I said, people can be life changing. I, as a truck driver, truth say this, we don't eat the most healthiest things, and you be wondering why. Okay, why does this? Why am I pooting all the daggone time? that bowel needs a you're out of whack down there. That's why a lot of times if something happens, I got the fiber. Um, I don't know if y'all know what this is called. It's called diverticulitis. That means where part of the small intestines collapses and something gets, fecal matter gets caught and then, goes bad and eats away at your small intestines. Well, that happened to me years ago. And I had to get part of my small intestines removed. And the doctor says, you need to every once in a while, fiber to keep that baby moving. I was like, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, the weirdest thing, but yeah, you're right. Just love, and she's comfortable with you. Yeah, you're right. She's comfortable with me, but you don't need to be that comfortable. Ah! You don't need to be that comfortable. Oh Lord, it's too early in the morning for this, man. No, we don't need to be that comfortable. But that's why you see how I do. I just like hitting that button. I just like hitting that button. Oh man, I'm waking up. I'm waking up, guys. I appreciate this one. Oh, hey, and then that just reminded me. I got the call. I usually text it when I get into town. I'm calling the we talk about Putin all the time. I gotta pick up some manure. There's a horse farm uh about 30 minutes from where I live, and I'm gonna pick up some horse manure so I can throw it in the backyard. Oh man. Let me stop because I'll keep my asthma going. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I appreciate y'all. We started out serious, and now we're talking about Putin, and not the Russian guy, but Putin. Oh, uh, you forgot the big. No, we don't. I don't even know. I don't even know what you mean. I don't want to even know what you mean by that. But I would just say again, just so you know, God loves you, and if God loves you, I love you too. Piece of chicken grease. Take care for folks that are going to sleep. Good night, and folks that are waking up. Good morning. Drive careful, be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Deuces.